Hi, this is Kylie. I'm here to talk about my brochure involving opiate addiction in infants that I've been working on for about the past month. Um, I was really excited to do this project in the first place because I have an incredible interest in mental health. Like, I remember when I was younger, up until now, I was always watching documentaries about different types of addictions, especially opioids, and it's always been really interesting to me. And I've also watched a lot of documentaries and done a lot of research previously on infants who have suffered with NAS. This is obviously a really big growing problem in America. In fact, according to the PMC, there's been an increase of 30,000 children in foster care from 2012 to 2015. So like I said, this is obviously an ongoing issue and it's basically getting worse. In fact, I remember working at a daycare last year in Arizona, and we actually had a child who was suffering from NAS. He was a little under a year old, and he had different symptoms. Like, I remember he had trouble turning to the left, and he just had a lot of behavioral problems and a lot of developmental problems. He didn't learn to walk until he was over the age of 1, and he just had a really tough time with comprehending things. So, like I said, this is a really, really real issue that infants have to go through. So, neonatal abstinence syndrome is basically what an infant goes through while withdrawing from opioids. So, some of these symptoms, and this is in the brochure too, include excessive crying, sweating and dehydration, vomiting and diarrhea, and low birth weight. When it comes to caring for an infant with NAS, it's really important to be patient and to be quiet. That's basically what I comprehended from the research that I've done in the past, and now it's just crucial. I mean things like, no television when you're around them, silent phones, just, no swaddling, and instead of gentle taps, it's important to do rubbing instead. Like I said, this is really, really important. And if they're sleeping, it's best to let them be asleep unless they need to eat, etc. It's being quiet is just a crucial aspect in caring for these kids, because they're going through a horrible time coming down from withdrawal symptoms. I mean, I've watched adults come down from, opioid withdrawals, and it's like, they have a tough enough time, let alone a tiny human being. So it's just important to be empathetic and very, accommodating to them. So I chose my template on Word. Basically, I created one through Word. I had a really hard time with it, so I wanted to choose a starter template that was going to be good. I used very dark colors. Reason being, I wanted to make sure that people understood that this wasn't exactly a happy brochure. Like I said, children having addictions with opioids is a very, very serious issue, and it's like I said, it's not really something worth being happy about. It's like I said, it's very serious, and so I used gray and black for most of my colors. I also used a lot of pictures. I did this for impact, especially of the babies. Like I said, I have pictures of babies with low birth rate and crying, just so people understood, like I said, just how kind of serious and sad this is and how much it affects the infants. So for most impact, for my brochure, I would disperse it at hospitals for new parents who are going through this, like right now, when the baby is born, for them to read. I went with homeless shelters because, these usually contain parents who are struggling. Rehab centers, because this is where mothers who are addicted to opioids, they might be here along with methadone clinics and the Department of Human Services, because they are there to provide for families. I just want to say again how useful this brochure was. I actually want to be a foster parent whenever I get older and get myself more developed. So this is a brochure I would definitely be interested in. And I mean, that's, like I said, it's a really serious issue that I think a lot of people should definitely read up on. Thank you.